Chrissy Swan Show.
Fabulous Friday, and it's fabulous because you have completed your task, Jack, and you're very relieved. You're officially a model.
I officially am.
Follow us on Instagram and check it out. But let's do this.
Chrissy's Clickbait.
This is twice I've mentioned Curtis Stone this week. First of all, on Tuesday, I basically name dropped, and I won't name drop about anybody apart from Curtis Stone. Have you noticed?
You don't name drop. I don't think in our 10 years together you've name dropped to me.
The fact that he knows who I am fills me with
It really delights
joy.
you.
It really does, and I don't know why. I just really like him so much.
You know how he's like the face of Coles? Is he still?
Yes.
It should be Chrissy and Curtis.
I agree.
Chrissy and Curtis at Coles.
I'll do anything just to be in his orbit. And I am going to be on his TV show.
I'm very excited about
I
that.
think I've chosen what I was going to do too, but now I've forgotten. It involved my world-famous Chipotle mayo, by the way.
Hey, you should make him, I know you can probably only cook one meal. Even if you just take this in, you should take in your coconut cake for him to try.
I should, shouldn't I?
Because that's unbelievable.
I thought you were going to say my pulled pork.
Or that. That is
You
really
love that.
good.
Or my lamb shoulder is also
You've
amazing.
got a lot of great dishes.
I got a lot of great dishes, and so does he. And in fact, he appeared on a podcast called The Big Down Under. And he was asked, what would you cook if you had a meal that you had to prepare for President Trump?
If I was going to sort of lean into Australian, we bring in some beautiful Wagyu beef. I know that he likes steak.
He likes it well done as well. You need to make that. You need to cook that thing hard.
If you were going to serve well done steak, you wouldn't serve a big, thick steak. Maybe you'd slice it thin. Maybe that's the answer for the Donald.
For the Donald.
For the Donald. I've got a few things to say here. Weirdly, Curtis sent me he's got a range of new appliances, and one of them is a cordless carving knife, and I used it at my dinner party on Friday to carve fillet steak.
What?
And it is unbelievable.
Maybe you can teach Curtis how to cook for Trump and
I
what
can't
he should
teach
do.
him anything, but if I was to cook for Trump and it had to be Australian, I would definitely give him twisties. No, that's a lie. I'll give him Cheezels. I give him Cheeto cheese and bacon balls.
With like a side dish of Vegemite to dip in.
Yeah, and then he could just rub his fingers on his face with the orange dust and you wouldn't even know that he'd done it.
Wouldn't have a clue. Curtis has a relationship with the Donald, because he was on Celebrity Apprentice in the US.
He was too.
Yeah. So that could probably be not far from happening.
Yeah, he didn't, he wasn't sort of nasty about it, was he?
No.
I think he felt, he's a good man. All right, enough name dropping for my friend, my mate Curtis. Do I have his number in my phone? Not a chance.
Absolutely.
Absolutely not. No, we're not even friends. Anyway, Channing Tatum has moved on from Lenny Kravitz's daughter, Zoe Kravitz. She's also moved on, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So Channing Tatum from Magic Mike has a new girlfriend.
She's an Aussie.
She's an Aussie. Her name is Inca. And she would not have been born when Magic Mike was made, or literally any film. She's only 25 years old.
Wow.
It looks, I am not ageist by any stretch of the imagination. I'm not at all. I just think love is love, whatever. But seeing them together, she does look, because she doesn't look 25. She looks 11.
19.
Yeah, she's one of those, almost like, Miranda Kerr has got that. The babyish features, big eyes, and she looks like a baby.
Swanee, Inca could be Miranda Kerr's younger sister.
I agree.
They've got the exact same face structure and shape.
Yeah.
Channing Tatum is looking so hot. I'm sorry. I know you're not a massive Channing Tatum fan.
No,
but
I'm just not. Why can't I see it?
That outfit, he just gets better with age.
I cannot see it.
Yeah, you can't, can you?
No. What's wrong with me? Normally I can. I tell you what I can see is Zoe Kravitz's new boyfriend. Holy. His name is Noah Centineo or Centineo.
Yeah, Centineo, I think. He's a pretty big actor, but he's one of those dudes you'd see his face and not know his name.
Well, I don't even know do you know who he looks like? He looks like the love child of Pete Davidson and Mark Ruffalo. And bang! That is my type.
Absolutely. Good on them. At least they're both happy and moving on.
How do they do it? How do these people do it?
Wow.
Oh, they're hot. Oh, really?
The Chrissy Swan Show. The Chrissy Swan Show.
Lady Gaga dropped her album this morning, and how's this? Our very own Ricky Lee at Tim and Joel caught up with her, and you can hear that next. I know.
Chrissy's Clickbait.
Let's talk about the new album.
Mayhem, it's called.
I've been so excited for this. Do you know what I didn't Google is how long I've been waiting for this album. When was her last one?
Chromatica, which was May 29, 2020. So we've been waiting 5 years.
We've been waiting a long, long time.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's worth it. It hit last night at midnight. Had a very busy day, obviously, trying to get over our late night at the fashion show last night.
We
model.
did.
But I've been trying to grab what I can, and it's unbelievable. I mean, she could be in the form of her life. There, I said it. I'm like Glen A. Baker. She has sat down and reflected on her life and how being famous has affected her with the great Zane Lowe.
In that moment, whether your life since then has felt like the blink of an eye or a river?
It definitely feels like both.
Yeah.
It's like, I just had like no idea what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And I'm really grateful that it did. What I value when I think about this time is not what it gave to me in my career, but the endless memories.
It's interesting that she's so emotional about it.
Yeah.
And it reminded me, do you remember I said a while ago, I have read that a lot of experts, mental health experts, psychs and whatever, identify extreme fame as a form of trauma. Mm-hmm. And that's because there's constant scrutiny, loss of privacy, pressure to maintain a public persona. And I feel like her reaction absolutely supports that.
Meets that criteria for sure.
It must be extraordinarily traumatic.
And-
Because it's like you die.
Yeah. And then a new version of you is born. And also, like, her shoot to fame was massive with Just Dance in 2008. I remember it.
Yeah.
I remember being like, who is this?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we were all over her. And then quickly the label pumped out Poker Face.
Yeah.
And she was
and
just
then she's like,
there.
hang on, I don't know who I am, and everybody else is telling me who I am.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think keep that in mind when you see people that are struggling, like Justin Bieber or whatever. It's recognised as trauma.
Yes.
Just like losing a partner or a parent. Yeah. She has confirmed that she directly interacts with fans on social media. I don't think it would be every single message is coming from her, but definitely
Some of them.
she opens up the app and she answers from herself, which is nice to know.
That's cool.
She also said she made about 50 songs and had to whittle it down to the final collection that appear on this new album, Mayhem.
I actually thought maybe it would have been more.
50's a lot.
50's a lot, but you hear of like people saying that they had 150 songs.
Do they?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Rihanna's scrounging together 4. She's got a whole lot to go. She says that track 4, Perfect Celebrity, is a very, very angry song. Probably harking back to this whole trauma, loss of identity sort of thing.
I like having a go-to song when I'm feeling angry.
Me too.
That's good to know.
Me too. And Blade of Grass at track 13 has been inspired by her fiancé, Michael Polanski.
Oh.
So there you go. Loads of interesting stuff doing the rounds. Have a listen to the album and have a listen to Ricky Lee, Tim and Joel because they caught up with her in person.
And watch SNL this weekend if you're a Gaga fan. She is hosting and it is available on Binge in Australia if you want to watch it.
Speaking of SNL, or have we run out of time?
No, we can speak
Okay,
about
so
it.
Jennifer Coolidge is appearing in a new crime comedy film, and I'm so excited about it.
Crime and comedy together wigs me out, though.
Oh, no, it's the best.
Really?
Oh, it's the best combination because listen to the cast.
Okay, go.
It's called Riff Raff, and I was like, oh, she's really been on a high. I hope she's chosen well. I mentioned SNL because Pete Davidson's in it.
Love.
He plays a henchman.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
Coolidge and Davidson.
The rest of the cast are. So she plays Ruth, the ex of a former criminal.
Got it.
His name is Vincent. It's played by Ed Harris. Do you know Ed Harris? He was the guy that played God in The Truman Show.
Oh, yeah. Like,
He's a
scrawny
brilliant
face vibe,
actor.
yeah.
And Bill Murray is in it playing a gangster called Lefty.
Oh, Barsley.
It is, oh my God, literally everything leads back to Charlie's Angels. Anyway, I can't wait for that. She has said that she nearly died when she was in her 20s in New York City. She goes, I was going through, I can't do her accent.
No, do it.
What does she sound like? No, it's not good. Anyway, she said she was partying in a way that was very extreme and not buckling down. Remind you of anyone, Jack? And trying to make anything really important happen, getting a career going, etc. I was busy going to the Palladium. I remember it was one of those things where I felt like I was completely out of control and I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop the train. That's you and your modelling career.
Have a beautiful weekend, Swanee.
Love you.
And shout out to all the beautiful women that listen to the Chrissy Swan Show. Enjoy International Women's Day tomorrow.
Now check this out.
The Chrissy Swan Show is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.